And how much alcohol have you had tonight?
Nothing. I'm on probation, so I don't
Okay.
consume anything.
So you're completely sober right now?
100%.
Keep watching, all right? I know this is kind of long and tedious. Hey, keep following it. Just keep following it.
I just don't like. I'm shaking.
You are under arrest for driving under the influence.
On this dude. When all the results come back on this, you guys are gonna see. I promise you.
Welcome back to Audit the Law, fellow people. What can we do when the police are corrupt? This question has become increasingly relevant in light of recent events, such as the case of Derrick Groves, who was falsely arrested for DUI by Fort Collins police officer Jason Haferman. Lab results later showed that Groves had no drugs or alcohol in his system. Groves' attorney believes that Haferman fabricated signs of impairment that did not exist, resulting in an unlawful arrest without probable cause.
Going to jail for something I didn't do.
He was driving home when he lost control of his car and it went down an embankment. Witnesses told Fort Collins police they did not smell alcohol on Groves and he was not acting strangely.
Just keep following it.
But Fort Collins police officer Jason Haferman, who's made hundreds of DUI arrests, was not buying it.
Well, if you're not doing anything wrong and you're not under the influence, what do you have to worry about?
Turns out he had plenty to worry about.
Okay, so he is under arrest for driving under the influence. He will be going to jail.
Haferman arrested Groves for careless driving and driving under the influence of drugs. He said Groves had bloodshot, glassy eyes, his pupils were different sizes, he failed roadside maneuvers, and was likely under the influence of marijuana or other hallucinogens. Groves kept telling the officer he was wrong.
He didn't believe me and thought he was going to score a DUI.
Do you have one that you prefer?
He was taken to a hospital to have his blood drawn, then taken to jail overnight.
And they just treated me like a complete criminal. Everybody did.
Prosecutors quickly dropped the DUI charge, and Groves has a lawyer.
I think Officer Haferman wasn't just exaggerating. I think he was fabricating.
Haferman is not the only police officer accused of making false DUI arrests, as at least 6 other cases have been dismissed due to insufficient evidence. Haferman has now resigned from the Fort Collins Police Department. But what about the other officers involved in false DUI arrests? How can we hold police officers accountable for their actions when they abuse their power?
Hi, Fort Collins. I'm Jeff Spoda, your police chief, and some of you will recall that earlier this year, we launched an investigation into the arrests of our DUI enforcement officer. Well, that investigation has concluded, and that's why I'm here today. You know, it was clear at the end of this investigation that I no longer had confidence that this officer could perform the duties to the level that I was comfortable. And prior to my final meeting with him to tell him that, he decided to resign. He no longer is an employee here at Fort Collins Police Services. This officer let our community down, and that hurts. But I promise we're going to continue to work with you to be a better police department tomorrow than we are today. When we're committed to transparency, it doesn't mean we only let you know when things are going great. It means when we fall short of your expectations, we're also going to let you know. But we're also going to hold ourselves accountable. All right, Fort Collins, stay safe, and if you need us, give us a call.
Internal review by Fort Collins Police revealed that Haferman had made 9 incorrect DUI arrests in less than a year. And in all those 9 cases, blood work revealed there were no drugs or alcohol present. Haferman was placed on paid administrative leave during the investigation and has since resigned.
I guess Christmas came early. Got to see the person that falsely arrested me get off the force. I told him he was making the biggest mistake of his life.
Police confirmed what we reported long ago, that Jason Haferman arrested and jailed 9 people, although subsequent testing showed nothing in their systems.
Time after time, Fort Collins police officer Jason Haferman stopped drivers for suspicion of driving drunk or under the influence of drugs.
You know why I'm contacting you?
Not a single clue.
And in 9 cases within a year, lab testing later showed no alcohol or drugs in any of the 9 drivers.
We don't have anything that suggests there was intent, malintent with this. What we boiled a lot of it down to was just poor decision making.
Fort Collins Police Chief Jeff Swoboda says he planned to fire Haferman Tuesday, but the officer resigned Monday night, right before the meeting. It's hardly the end of this saga.
Fort Collins Police Services absolutely should have been on top of this.
Northern Colorado attorney Matt Haltzman.
Because this is some supervisory failures. This is some
systemic failures.
And Sarah Shelke, who represents several of those wrongly arrested drivers, say they will now file lawsuits against Fort Collins police for their clients who were arrested, jailed, and incurred huge expenses and were humiliated by the wrongful arrests.
And I think that many people don't realize how damaging and devastating being charged with a DUI is when you're somebody who's innocent, and how easy it is for police officers to do it.
So how many of those 9 drivers have you guys apologized to?
I haven't been in contact with any of them.
Swoboda stopped short of saying he owed any of the drivers an apology. He said he would be happy to talk to them. The feeling, though, may not be mutual.
It's coming, and justice is going to be served.
The department is reviewing its policies and procedures for DUI arrests and investigations, but what more needs to be done to prevent future incidents of police misconduct? How can we ensure that law enforcement officers are held to a high standard of accountability and transparency in their actions? These are important questions that require serious consideration and action from both law enforcement agencies and the public. Without accountability, trust in law enforcement can erode, and the safety and well-being of individuals can be put at risk.